Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Around the World with me, You Heard 37. I can't tell if that's wind, or if it sounds like something's on fire, does it not? What is that sound? Anyway, I have no idea. It's literally sounds like there's a forest fire right by us. But we're at Palm Springs, KPSP. And in this episode, we're going to be going over to Sedona, KSEZ in Arizona. The scenery here is just freaking fantastic. If you remember when we flew in, and Sedona is just, it's so freaking nice. I was just looking at it a second ago to make sure the elevation was good and everything. I had just reinstalled it. And it's just beautiful scenery. It's just weird that, like, what is that sound? I have no idea. Alright, we'll get this thing going. It's a pretty short flight, too. I think it's like 200 miles or so. Alright, so tank selectors. Get this parking brake on. I'm going to move that to 100%. Battery can come on. Nav and beacon come on. Avionics 1. Generator. Fuel boost. We'll hit the starter. That all the way up and turn the starter off. Alright, we'll turn the fuel boost off and pitot heat on, prop auto heat. I do believe we should be good. Put on the yoke. By the way, I increased the scenery. Last time when we flew in here, I had it on very dense. I turned it up to extremely dense now, all the way to the right. Because we ran it at 30 frames a second coming in for the most part. I think there was a little bit of hiccup before we came onto approach, but we ran it really good, and we're leaving, so I thought it'd turn up even more. So we're hit up ground here. We're going to be going, I forgot, going to the east. I have to turn that on, avionics 2. So we'll say we're going to the east.
Palm Springs ground, Cessna with Zulu. Request taxi for takeoff, east departure. Cessna, taxi 2 and hold short of
13.
1 street right via taxiway Whiskey 2, Whiskey 3, Whiskey Lima. Contact tower on 119.7 when ready.
Acknowledge the clearance and turn on the progressive taxi. So that's the opposite of how we came in.
Whiskey 3, Whiskey Lima. Cessna.
Alright. Move this heading. Stupid thing I hate, sometimes it accelerates, you're not ready for it. I think that's 130. So we're actually in a different area when we started up this time. So I have no idea, you know, the gate that we parked at, so it's never the same. I think they said, what did they say, 13 right, wasn't it? Yeah, 13 right. Which I believe is the long runway, because we came out on 31 left, so that's the long one. I'm not sure if they even used the other one. Okay, so this one's to Sedona. I think it was trying to kind of, we're getting close to the end of the series, so I was kind of trying to plan exactly how we're going to get back home. And I think after this one, we'll fly down to Austin. I have scenery from Imagine Sim. It's maybe a year old or something, and you know, I had some scenery from Imagine Sim before. I always kind of dogged them because it was kind of crappy, to be quite honest. But they put out Austin Bergstrom. And I did get a look at that, and it's actually, they really kind of stepped their game up with that. I think they've had some other scenery since then. I think they really have stepped their game up. So, in fact, I tried to do a video, a landing of an Airbus. I actually flew from Austin to Seattle. Never really got it done. Because there's something about the Airbus and the sounds, trying to do the different views and stuff, that So I ended up canning that, but yeah, they seem to have really done a lot better with that. Stepped their game up, like I say. Then we'll fly from there to Kansas City, KMCI, and I think pretty muchly it's going to have to go from Kansas City straight back home because there's nothing, there's no scenery in between Kansas City, you know, and Huntington, West Virginia, which is the end point. Oh, if you see it on the left here, that is a training exercise. By the way, I noticed the windsocks are going crazy. I don't know why that is. I noticed that on the replay. Yeah, they in this scenery they actually have like training exercises. That's pretty daggone cool. Maybe that's the sound, but you're hearing it from way too far away. So we're just gonna cut over here and put on the. Oh, you know what? I never put my freaking taxi light on. There's no reason to go clear all the way down. So we'll just hit up the tower from right here and request clearance.
Tower, Cessna, ready at runway 13 right, departure to the east.
Heck, isn't this the end of the airport? That's like the.
13 right east departure.
They want to go like clear down to the threshold. The very end.
Takeoff, runway 13 right, Cessna.
Landing lights, strobe. Yeah, that's got to be that sound. But why can you hear it from so far away? I don't know. 279, by the way, nautical miles. So, like I said, it's short. It's a little bit longer than I thought, but still 279, not very far. Alright. It's very odd that you can hear that sound like that. It's like the fire's in the freaking cockpit. Alright, so off we go. We'll get lined up here a little bit. It seems like on this taxi I've been having trouble getting this plane to get going. Usually it's the exact opposite. Go ahead and rotate and get on out of here. You can still faintly hear the fire raging in that plane. Retracting the flaps. Alright, it suggested I think 11.5, so we'll put up to 9.5. I got 9.5 there. Yeah, 9.5. Kind of thinking, where's the rest of Palm Springs? I think it is over here to the left because I want to take a look at it because the scenery should be pretty good. The CDI, GPS, autopilot. Hit the nav and then the vertical speed. To 1,000 feet a minute. Take a look outside. Wait till this thing quits turning. I've noticed there's been a lot of planes in the air. Maybe it's because we're somewhat close to Los Angeles. But I noticed coming in as well, there's been a lot in the air. Nice golf course right in the middle of the desert. That green. Palm Springs seems like such a nice place. And it's so beautiful. I mean, you're like, you know, at the foot of the mountains and everything. It seems like an awesome place to live. Well, that's kind of weird. I don't know what that is. Some water over here, a little more green, but then there's all these that's, I guess, sand. Desert. Kind of weird how that just transitions like that. I really do like that airport. I think for Air Holler 2, whenever it comes out, so there's a wind farm. Maybe not the one we were looking at when we came in. But Air Holler 2, I think we should put a base here. Just because it's so beautiful. It's got huge runways. You know, we can land anything we want at that airport. So I think we should probably go for that. All right, let's see what this is. Hour and a half? Yeah. And we'll get there obviously a little quicker than that. So not too bad of a flight. But I'll go ahead and speed it up now that we're just out in the desert. And we'll be back in just a little bit. about 25 miles out. So up here, 9,500 feet. Let's go over and find our airport here. Sedona, KSEZ. I hate that the clouds just came over here. Alright, so there's no ATC. Select a runway for landing. We got 21 and 3. I'm going to pull back on the thrust here. Alright, so we'll go for 3, because 3 is almost straight in. Alright, full stop landing. And that's our position.
Sierra Echo Zulu traffic. Cessna is 19 miles west, 9,500, inbound to land, runway 3.
Alright, so we're still up at 9,500 because I saw this coming up, so we had to stay up in the air a little while. A little higher than I would have liked. Let's go over and check the map. I want to see the actual elevation, because I know it's not... Alright, so it is 4,700 feet. I knew it wasn't going to be anywhere near sea level. Alright, so runway 3, and it's 4,700 feet. Alright, so we obviously can't go to 4,500. I'm going to pick about 7,000. That'll put us, well, let's go 72. That'll put us 2,500 feet. I'll have to work on getting down here. I'm going to pull back on the thrust a bunch. We're in a little less than 19 miles out. So we need to get down pretty quick. I'm going to put it at 1,000 feet a minute. Keep back on the thrust. So we got to get down here to go over to the left. The scenery in the whole area is just spectacular, man. Love the area. You can see it turning to the red and everything. I love it. Actually, we don't have that far to descend now. It was actually descending a little quicker than we really needed to. Let's actually go. That's not what I wanted. Procedures. Kind of doubt there is, but there might be some GPS approach or something. Not that we would totally need that. Yeah, GPS for 3. Yeah, we'll go ahead and activate that. See how far it wants you to come over. We're not going to go that far over. Don't need, you know, a full approach, that long of an approach. Oh, there's the flash. It was like a prolonged flash. Coming up on 7,200 now. It really feels like we're much higher, unless the land comes up a little more over there. It did say 4,700 feet, so we're 2,500. I want our speed to drop too low. Plus, it's going to take a little while to get there. If we go that slow. So we're a good 2,500 feet above. We're only 7 miles out, so maybe we should descend a little bit. I wonder if we didn't go out far enough. I wanted to get right there. I realized we're not going to get that close. I don't see the airport at all. Alright, so we let it go down to 7,000? I thought I had it at 7,200. Unless I just moved it. You see, it actually says we're low. Looks like it is up a little bit on like a little bit of a plateau or something. really tell. It looks like it should be going basically just straight over. Check it out in just a second. Looks like we're pretty much on it right here on the glide slope. As soon as we line up. Not quite ready to turn over, just about though. Now we're actually going to get a little high, so let's go ahead and let it descend some. Pull back on the thrust so we don't really accelerate. Check this out. Let it go down to, I'll say 4,700, 46, yeah, they're 4,700. Obviously, we'll take control before we ever get there. Let's it descend while we turn over. Look like we, yeah. Feels like we're moving awfully quick. Slowing down now. We might be descending a little too quick. Actually, it says we might be slightly high. I'd rather be high than low, obviously. Yeah, you can see it does sit up on a little bit of a plateau here. And look at the surrounding scenery. It's just, it's awesome scenery, awesome stuff. Alright, pull back on the thrust here, go ahead and slow down. Autopilot's off, one notch of flaps, this yaw damper and everything off. Alright, we're at full flaps, we need to get down a little more. Also that speed. Ended up being way too high. Alright, now we're doing a little better though. I was hoping our speed was a little quick as well. Trying to get it down while trying to descend didn't work out at first, but it's doing alright now. Alright, coming up on the glide slope. Still need to kill off some speed as well. Coming a little hot. Not too bad. A little hot though. Whoa, I don't know what that was all about. Whoa. I have no idea what happened right there. It came in a little awkward at the end, getting low, but all of a sudden it was like it was almost like we hit on one wheel. Thing went skidding or flying over to the side. I don't know what the hell happened. By the way, I completely forgot about ATC. I'm surprised we got all these jet aircraft over here. I didn't think the runway was that long. That was awkward. I guess I should say we're clear. Can't believe I forgot about that.
Cessna is clear of the runway.
Whoa, that landing though. Wow. Landing lights and strobe come off. Well, there's nobody to tell us where to park exactly. How about we go over here? Wow, that landing, we came in, ended up getting a little low, but I was kind of concerned about our speed, wanted to get it down, and then all of a sudden, like as we touched, she just wanted to go jam into the left. What the heck? I wasn't prepared for that. And then with the whole AccuFeel and everything, that changes things as well. I hate how we I hate this. I'm gonna have to look outside. Just can't see well enough in that cockpit. Alright, so pull straight ahead. It's pretty good. Got some people out there talking. All kinds of cool stuff. Alright. Get rid of this yoke. I really want to see that replay of that landing. That was really awkward. Parking brake is on. I'm going to go ahead and cut the fuel. Avionics can all come off. Taxi light can come off. Nav and beacon. Prop auto heat. Pitot heat. And the battery. Generator was still on. I just love, there's so many static aircraft at this airport. Like I said, I didn't realize that the runway was quite that long, and you can see there is some fairly big jets, at least with that one. A Learjet or something. I don't know what exactly plane that is. But look at that. Surrounding scenery, man, that is just killer scenery. Let's take a look. Man, that's insane. Insane. Oh, we got some flash as well. Was. Just awesome scenery. Here in Sedona. Just got to figure out that landing, because I really want to see that thing. It was really awkward. But like I say, I think in the next flight we're going to go head down to Austin, Texas. Alright, well, that's going to be it for this one, though. Hope you all did enjoy it, and I'll catch you guys on the next flight.